Hey, it's Kevin, and before this COVID-19 cover, I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about this song. Uh, Being a huge Yes fan, I always assume that most people know all of the various side projects that the members of Yes have been involved with, and then I realized that most people my age and younger haven't even heard of Yes, so they're unaware of these projects. But in the early 80s, lead singer Jon Anderson made a bunch of albums with the Greek composer Vangelis, who's mostly known for the Chariots of Fire theme, and he did the soundtrack to Blade Runner, and he did a bunch of instrumental albums in the 70s and 80s. Anyway, they made these very spontaneous early 80s albums, very interesting music. I would recommend checking out their best of album because every song on it's really good. And interestingly, they did a song called State of Independence that Donna Summer covered in the early 80s, and Quincy Jones produced it. And on the song, they used kind of like a choir, and supposedly that was the inspiration a couple years later when they recorded We Are the World with Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson. And then that same song, State of Independence, if you go back and you listen to the original by Jon and Vangelis, and if you listen to the synthesizer and you slow that part down, basically it's Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. And supposedly uh, Michael Jackson listened to these early Jon and Vangelis albums in the early 80s, and it really inspired him. So it's interesting from my perspective for this little combo, Jon and Vangelis in the early 80s, just doing a few albums. They had success at the time, but I don't think most people remember them too much today. Uh, what an impact they had on two of the biggest songs of the 80s, We Are the World and Billie Jean. But this is my favorite song of theirs, and it has my favorite opening lines of any song ever, really. And I don't really know what they mean, and like a lot of Jon Anderson lyrics, they're hard to decipher and get a true meaning out of them. And before I recorded this, I looked up quickly what other people thought this song was about, and I saw one person thought it was about Christianity, and then another person argued that it was about atheism. So I don't know what it's about, but it's called I'll Find My Way Home, and this is the ukulele version. You ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I'll say I can't tell you when, but if my spirit is lost, how will I find what is near? Don't question, I'm not alone. Somehow I'll find my way home. My sun shall rise in the east, so shall my heart be at peace. And if you're asking me when, I'll say it starts at the end. You know your will to be free is matched with love secretly, and talk will alter your prayer. Somehow you'll find you are there. Your friend is close by your side and speaks in far ancient tongue. A season's wish will come true. All seasons begin with you. One world we all come from. One world we melt into one. Just hold my hand and we're there. Somehow we're going somewhere. ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I'll say I can't tell you when. But if my spirit is strong, I know it won't be long. No question, I'm not alone. Some